Welcome to the Vet S.O.S Veteran Entrepreneur Spotlight. Remember, don't drown the sea of transition. Grab the Vet S.O.S Lifeline. The Veteran Entrepreneur Spotlight is sponsored by SpearPoint Solutions. SpearPoint Solutions is a one-stop shop for leading-edge products, services, and training from multiple vendors. From AI training to corporate gifts and much more, they have everything you need to help your organization thrive in the modern economy. You can check out all the valuable offerings at spearpointonline.com, and remember to use the code VETSOS on anything you purchase there. That will help us continue our mission to educate veterans and the veteran community. Today, we're sitting down with Natalie Hall. She is an economic development specialist and the Veteran Business Development Center Development Officer for the U.S. Small Business Administration North Florida District Office, located here in Jacksonville, Florida. Natalie joined the NFDO team in April of 2012 and enjoys advocating for the entrepreneurs and small business owners by helping them learn the SBA resources that provide mentoring and counseling, gain access to capital, tap into government contracting, and disaster assistance. How are you doing today, Natalie?
I'm doing well, Shawn. Thank you for having me.
I'm so glad to bring you on here. And ultimately, we're sitting down to talk because of a special event that's getting ready to come up here and to help spread the word about that. And excited to be a part of that as well, being able to come out there and meet some additional Ventrepreneurs, if you will. But let's talk a little bit before we get into that about entrepreneurship. And what are some of the things that you've seen over the years with veteran and veteran spouses, and how and why they get into entrepreneurship?
So thank you. Great question. So based on my role as a Veterans Business Development Officer, when I'm out marketing and doing the outreach for the agency, generally when those individuals are transitioning out the military, there's a training that we do at the military installations that's called Boost the Business. And that provides a 2-day entrepreneurship training for those individuals that's interested in entrepreneurship. It could be for the service member as well as the spouse. So generally, we kind of walk them through key information on what to expect in the entrepreneurship arena. And we generally get full classes. I'm with the Jacksonville SBA district office, and we have NAS Jacksonville and NS Mayport that we cover locally here. And we have a Veterans Business Outreach Center that handles the other bases in the Panhandle. And each class that we get is always, all the seats are generally filled in those classes as well. So we're seeing more individuals that's interested in entrepreneurship, especially those that are getting ready to transition out. And a lot of times we do have those that are already retired that says, hey, you know what, I'm going to, throw my, just take that step out there and cross over and do entrepreneurship. A lot of times those individuals has those skill sets. And, a lot of times once they, have a conversation with myself or anyone from SBA or even go through those classes, now it's like, hey, I can take those same skill sets and open up my own shop. So once they take that leap of faith and to open up their own business, now they're more comfortable, especially once they find out that the resources that's available, because a lot of times individuals have ideas and passionate about something, but don't know where to turn because there's so much information out here. But, we get calls on a daily basis on the military side, whether it's the service member or the spouse or retired veteran that's interested in entrepreneurship. And that has never stopped. Even during COVID, things were shut down. We were still getting those calls. The office may not have been open, but we were still working, from home. But we were still getting those calls from those individuals that was interested in jumping into the entrepreneurship arena.
That's fantastic. And I will attest to Boots the Business as well. I took that when I was transitioning out, and I also did the second level course at Mississippi State.
Oh, okay.
Which was phenomenal.
Okay.
And I highly recommend people do that if you're transitioning out, and even if you're not. It's what's the program for veteran and spouses? Reboot.
Reboot, because Reboot, I guess, was created because when everyone that transitioned out may not have access to that military installation again. So Reboot came about as the same 2-day program, same information that's going to be delivered, but it's just not attached to a military installation. And a lot of those classes could be in person or online. And the reboots that my office, as well as the South Florida district office, because there's 2 SBA district offices here in Florida, for the last 3 years, our reboots have all been done online. So we just generally call it a state of Florida reboot programs.
It's fantastic, and highly recommend the program to any veteran or veteran spouse to go through. It's just a wealth of information, as well as that Mississippi State program that really takes it to the next level, and you start to learn how to fill out the canvas, and
Right.
it could be a nightmare, but once you get it all filled out and done, it makes so much more sense in what you're trying to do.
Right. And then you walk away with, your business plan. So like the start of a draft, at least a draft of your business plan, which is going to be your roadmap and which is going to be so helpful for those individuals that's looking to start a business. And the trainings have no cost. It just costs the individual their time. You pay taxes already. You're already paying for it. I tell individuals, you're already paying for it. Why not come in and, let us provide you with some great information that's going to help you to start or grow that veteran-owned or service-disabled veteran-owned small business.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit more about some of the things that are offered through the SBA, like the different programs and offerings that you guys do.
Okay, so we call it cheat sheet, 3 C's and a D. So we offer mentoring and counseling, and that's by way of SBA resource partners. So SBA partly funds 4 resource partners. We have SCORE, we have our Small Business Development Center, we have our Women's Business Center, and the Veterans Business Outreach Center. Those 4 organizations are basically the counseling arms to the agency that's going to help someone basically from startup to shut down. Okay. We also have a loan program, our capital program. SBA does not lend directly, but we have banks and private lending institutions that participate in our loan program. So anyone that's looking to gain access to capital will have to approach either one of those lending institutions. And our loans can start from about 500 and go up to as much as 5.5 million. Next, we have the contracting program. We have 4 certifications through SBA. 8A business development. We have our women-owned small business program certification, historically unutilized development program, which is HUBZone, and the service disabled veteran-owned certification. So if there's anyone that's looking to do business with the federal government or may have been in business 2 years, going on 3 or whatever, and looking to take their business to the next level, government contracting is a great way to do that. So we can provide support in that as well. And lastly, disaster assistance. Of course, we don't like to talk about disasters, but disasters do happen. And SBA disaster program is there for our small business owners, for-profits, nonprofits, as well as our homeowners and renters. So that is SBA really quickly in a nutshell. Our 4, key programs, but there are so many other programs and services that is provided by SBA. I wouldn't have enough time in this sitting to share everything, but I always tell individuals, check out our national website, which would be sba.gov, and it will talk about, like I said, everything that comes through the agency, any new programs, any new initiatives is going to be shown there first, anyone that's interested in exporting. So there's other programs and trainings outside Boost the Business that go on through our resource partners. So basically January through December, there's always something going on with the U.S. Small Business Administration. And I always say anyone that's working with any of those resource partners, SCORE, SBDC, the Women's Business Center, and the Veterans Business Outreach Center is still working with SBA, is still receiving support. Because a lot of times individuals like, well, Natalie, someone told me to reach out to you. Why are you sending me there? So once I explain how we are basically related, then it's like, oh, okay. So if anyone works with any one of our resource partners, you're still receiving support from SBA.
That is awesome. Fantastic organization doing amazing things. And then just the veteran specialty that falls in there as well is just phenomenal. So let's talk Ventrepreneur Summit.
Okay.
I recently learned about this event coming up. This is, I believe, the 8th annual.
The 8th annual. Yes, I'm excited.
8th annual. So give us the details on it first, the who, what, where, how, and then we'll talk about what's going to be happening at the event.
Okay, so the 8th annual Ventrepreneur Summit, it's the City of Jacksonville event, along with other community resources and stakeholders. It's an event for the military community, whether it's the veteran, military spouse, for those that are looking to start a business or grow a business. The event is going to take place on Friday, December the 6th, and it's going to be located in Jacksonville at FSCJ downtown. An event is going to run from 9 to 2 p.m. and there's no cost to attend. It costs, again, individuals nothing but their time. And we're going to have some, great resource providers that's going to be there sharing key information. We have some breakouts that individuals, when they walk out of that building, they're going to be thankful that they came into the building to attend the event. And again, this is the 8th annual, and this year's theme is innovation for the future. Every year there's a theme for the Ventrepreneur Summit. Each year we tend to, try to make it bigger and better. And so hopefully this year, the 8th annual will be just that.
That's fantastic. Okay, so how have you grown over the last 8 years with this?
With the program?
Yes.
So this entrepreneurship program, from the first event, it turned out well. I remember the first event, like the day before, media outlets found out about it, and there was so many individuals that came, just walked in and didn't register, even though that was fine or whatever. So it made us feel like, wow, you know what? So the word is getting out. And of course, we do surveys to try to find out what we can do next year to make the event better, more relevant to individuals that's looking to attend. Of course, we get those individuals, but each year we try to bring in key resources, again, that's going to help someone. Of course, we can't have all the resources there, but we give individuals enough information to let them know that there is support out there that's going to help you to start or grow that small business. And when we're sitting down, at those meetings on the planning committee, brainstorming is like, okay, you know what? This organization wasn't there last time. Let's bring them in, because this might have been something that was on the survey. So based on the feedback that we get from the attendees, either whether they're the first time attendees or those individuals that have joined us before, we, rely on that information to continue to grow the event, to make sure, again, we have those resources that's going to be there to provide that assistance that those individuals came to hear and came to learn about.
That's fantastic. So how many people are you expecting right now for this year?
You know what? It's so hard to say. Cause number one is, it's on a Friday, and, a lot of times individuals tend to stay away. We're hoping we'll get at least 200 individuals in the building on Friday downtown at FSCJ to come in and hear the speakers and just hear all the information that's going to be delivered. We're going to, have lenders there, because everyone always wants to know how to gain access to capital. So that's an opportunity for those attendees to ask those questions directly to those lending institutions. We're going to talk about individuals that's tapping into the contracting arena. Of course, outside of federal side of contracting, you have city, state, and local. So we're going to cover those bases as well. Plus, we're going to hear from small business owners, successes, the good, the bad, the what. So, there's always, going to be some things that's not going to go someone's way. Someone's going to say, no, that idea you have is not going to work, or someone may be told no. So we just want to let individuals know, if you see a successful business, what did they do along the way to get successful, because they just didn't get there and everything wasn't, peaches and cream. They experienced a lot of things. But like I said, the key of the event, again, is to make sure we're providing support. We're letting individuals know that there's resources that are out there that's going to help them to take their business to the next level, or take that idea that they have so they can get that business launched. And it's right here, in the Jacksonville area. Not that only this event is for businesses or future business owners for Jacksonville. We have people that come from, further than, the surrounding counties to this event. So, and like I said, because it's the 8th annual, people are familiar with it. Generally, when people are familiar with something, it's like, okay, you know what, I'm going back because I got this last year. Let me see what I'm going to get next year. And then we, rely on those individuals to bring someone along. Hey, you know what? Have you heard about this? That may not know about it. So we just rely on the resources that we have connected to the event, as well as those attendees.
That's fantastic. And that's exactly how I learned about it. Someone said, hey, are you going to this? I'm like, what are you talking about? And, found out about that way and reached out to you. So very excited to be attending this year and looking forward to finding some additional Ventrepreneurs to sign up to come on here as guests. We got a handful of slots we still have to fill for the first 6 months of next year, and definitely be putting together hopefully a waiting list for the next 6 months when we put that calendar out. But so what's the best way that people can connect with you if they want to learn more about the SBA or even some of the events coming up?
Okay, so the best way is to send me an email, and it will be Natalie. That will be NATALIE.HALL@SBA.gov. Natalie, NATALIE.Hall, HALL@SBA.gov. S is in small, B is in business, A is in administration.gov. Or they can reach me directly. Area code 904-443-1902. Again, that's 904-443-1902. And SBA, our district office, has our website, and that will be SBA.gov/North Florida, NORTH, Florida spelled out. And once someone is on our website, again, they can learn all the information about the agency, as well as plug in their email address. So if they want to follow us, receive information, they can plug in their email, or follow us along on our 2 social media outlets, which will be X and LinkedIn.
Outstanding. No, definitely encourage everybody in the local area. If you run a small business, if you're thinking about starting a small business, this is something that you don't want to miss. Heard great things about the program. It's 8th annual, so obviously we're having success with it. So definitely encourage you to get out there, attend, and definitely looking forward to meeting you in person, Natalie, as well as meeting several other people in this community that are Ventrepreneurs and working to help Ventrepreneurs. So this can be fantastic. We want to thank you, Natalie, for joining us today. And
thank you for having me and giving me the opportunity to share this information about SBA, as well as the summit. And again, for those individuals, I don't know how far your reach is, wherever you're located. If you're not located in Florida, by going to the national website, SBA.gov, will allow you to plug in your zip code so you can connect to your local district office and your local Veterans Business Development Officer like myself. So again, thank you, Shawn. I truly appreciate you having me on your show.
Absolutely. And highly encourage everybody to go to the SBA.gov site. Tons of information, and you can find the information on Boots to Business courses and really get into, doing that kind of stuff. So we want to thank you again, Natalie, for coming. And on behalf of the Vet S.O.S family, we want to thank everybody for tuning in today. And don't forget to check us out on YouTube and your favorite podcast platforms. Please subscribe and follow to us so you don't miss a thing that we're putting out. And as always, remember, don't drown in the sea of transition. Grab the Vet S.O.S Lifeline.